Janey Sarther is here to give us more details about the international films coming to this year's Global Flick series. Welcome, Janey.
Hi.
Hi. You don't even have a paper? You have them all memorized?
I hope so. We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. So first of all, Global Flicks is fabulous because it's free.
Very good aspect of Global Flicks. It's a lot of fun, a lot of world knowledge that you get to enter and understand what's going on in different places throughout the world. But yes, the free aspects makes it really easy for everyone to join in.
And it's on Wednesdays?
1:30 or 7:30.
So two opportunities to see the screening of the film, and the best part is after there's a talk.
We love to incorporate our faculty here at the college and our staff and even our students, as we have international students. So when we have someone from that country, we love to bring those voices in and a chance to engage and hear from them and know what their reality is and how it connects to the film.
So during the pandemic, we did them online, and I went to several of them, and I was so impressed with the conversation that not only the lecturer offered, but the rest of the audience and how everybody connected, and it's like going to see a movie with a bunch of friends, and then we're going to meet and talk about it after. It's like the best book club.
And it's not that you have to like it. Sometimes
Right.
you don't like it, and that conversation helps you understand, oh, that's the part I didn't get. Now I understand it better. Because often we miss things or we misunderstand things. So it is that chance to chat about what you think happened.
And so there's films from different countries, and it shows you a slice of life in that country, each one of these films. It gives you a little bit better understanding about what life is like there, or the problems or the issues, or how they love, how they laugh, how they share. They're just beautiful movies, and there's a lot of people that help pick these movies.
Well, every year I think, oh, we're done. We can't do any better. And it seems like every year there's amazing films out there that we just don't know about.
Right.
And it shocks me every time how they're on my Netflix. And I don't know how to find them on my Netflix because I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
And it is our faculty and our staff that provide suggestions and input, and we all gather together to kind of consider what films work best this year.
And we all negotiate and like campaign for our movies.
Yeah, as you know, every film would be a documentary if I did the only programming of it, but we only do one. But I always have that long list of documentaries to consider.
They're fun. Tell us some of the movies that we're going to see this time.
This year we have two films that are recent Oscar nominees, A Yak in the Classroom and Parallel Madres, Parallel Mothers. That was up for Penelope Cruz, who is up for Best Actress, as well as Best Original Score. We begin the series with a film that is a true story of an art theft. And I think we considered having it during Frida, and you're like, we're not talking about stealing art. But it's a true story about a gentleman who stole a painting called The Duke of Wellington, not because he wanted the painting, but he wanted the government to start funding the community and specifically the elders versus investing in art. Why are we spending all this money in art and we're not investing in our seniors? He'd actually gone to court already and to jail for 13 days for not paying his TV license. So there's also now more to this story beyond the movie, that maybe his son stole the painting, but he held on to it for 4 years. His wife never knew. And he kind of became the hero of the common man to try and change that storyline to say, what are we doing with art? Where is its value? And where are we placing the value in our community? How are we serving our community?
Interesting.
So he did go to jail. But what he went to jail for is not for stealing the painting, it's for the frame. The frame was what he went to jail for 13 days for this. So it's a true story about him and his wife and his kids.
And what country does this take place in?
Belgium.
Interesting. And I love the movie about the Ukrainian president.
This is yours.
Vladimir Zelensky.
Yes.
And you can now see the actual TV show that he starred in and understand, basically wrote and starred in the show, and people were like, he was a comedian. Well, he had a lot of political commentary in this, where he plays a teacher.
A servant of the people, yes. And I think this is really a great one where our faculty can come in and give us insight and understanding of the politics happening, as well as we have 7 students here at COD that are from Ukraine.
Exactly.
So we hope to incorporate them in a chance that everybody there can get to talk with them and they can share their stories.
But the show is really life imitates art, art imitates life, because he plays a teacher who has this outburst one day and the kids videotape him and he's talking about how messed up the politics are, and then the video goes viral and people are like, well, I'd vote for him, and the kids are like, my dad thought you were right, and the school's like, be quiet, you shouldn't be talking politics, and he actually becomes the president of Ukraine. And he really did become the president of Ukraine. And now with everything that's going on in the war, it's even more
relevant to our world.
And it's just so poignant. And hearing what they were fighting for then, even in the comedy show, is all relevant now.
And it's really how theater can present the world and help us understand the world through an easy path of comedy, but really talk to the heart of the matter of what's wrong with our world.
Exactly.
It's a great way that we have film and theater to bring to life our stories so we can get to know our culture.
All right. Are there any others that we missed?
Well, one of them is the documentary. You forgot
Oh
that
my
one.
gosh, let's talk about the documentary.
One Child Nation. And I actually saw this on PBS.
I'm sorry, say it again.
One Child Nation.
Okay.
And it is the filmmaker is a girl who grew up in in China, and comes and is living in the U.S. and has a child, and realizes having a child, what was that one child nation, that policy that she grew up in, what did that really mean? Because now she's in a place where she wants to have another child. And now she goes back to China to better understand this policy that recently ended and the impact.
So for people who don't know the policy that Janey's talking about in China, there was a time where you were only allowed to have one child, and how that impacted families, right? Because if you found out that if it was a boy or a girl, did that impact so many things, and people hiding their second child, and it was tough. And then a lot of people wanted to have a boy to carry on the family name, but then they had a shortage of girls. I mean, it had such huge impact.
And so relevant to what is happening now in their country and culture. And she is pulling up her personal stories and learning about situations that her family went through that she was unaware of. It's a beautiful documentary of kind of the harsh truth and reality of this horrible policy for the country.
And they did get rid of it, didn't they?
They did. It ended.
It's over now.
Yes.
And what else?
Our
one more
last film
documentary?
is a film that came to us that we found online as a beautiful film called A Yak in the Classroom. And then I believe someone reached out to you and said they saw the most beautiful film ever and said, you need to bring this, and we have already picked it.
And Janey said, perfect, we already have it on the list.
Got it. We'll add it. So yeah, A Yak in the Classroom. I have not seen it. It is considered a beautiful film for the visual landscape of this country and this culture, but about a boy, a fictional story who has to go spend time in service to his country, and he's forced to go far away and be a teacher where the classroom has a yak that lives in the barn where he's teaching class. So.
Great variety of films, Janey. You do a great job pulling it all together and getting the lecturers in, and it's always a wonderful way to spend an afternoon or evening. They are free, they're at the MAC, and there's talks afterwards, and they're during February and March. So think about February and March to come over to the MAC on a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, when it's cold and there's nothing to do and you're starting to feel lonely and bored. And
we have hot popcorn, we have our concessions. Come have some fun.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming on to talk about this. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you at the theater and next time on Backstage Buzz.